Hi, and welcome to Simply Learn Stuff. In this video, we will be taking a look at how to create a pivot table. A pivot table is very beneficial to quickly and easily summarize your information. On the Insert tab, the very first group, you can choose Pivot Table. If a cell within your data range is selected, the dialog box will automatically select your data range. If a cell outside your data range is selected, you can simply manually select all of your information as well. You can also choose the location, for example, a new worksheet, which will create a new sheet and add the pivot table to that sheet. Or you can select existing worksheet and then choose the location where you want your pivot table to be created at. Once these selections have been made, you can simply click OK, and that will create your pivot table. Take note, on the right-hand side, you will see a window called the pivot table fields. This will have an area where all of the column headers of your data range will be listed. This will be used to summarize your data. Do take note that once the pivot table has been created, there will be a new tab called the Pivot Table Analyze tab. Here you can rename your pivot table as required and has various other options that will be discussed in future videos. If the Pivot Table Fields window is closed, you can also go to the Pivot Table Analyze tab and select Field List, or right-click on the pivot table and select Show Field List. To summarize your data is as easy as dragging and dropping. For example, if we want to know how many staff there are in certain departments, you can simply just select departments and drag it to the column or to the row fields, depending on how you want your data to be displayed. To count the number of staff in this example, you can use some type of a unique identifier, such as the employee ID, to count the number of staff. By default, however, a pivot table will sum up any number values that it finds in a pivot table. You can easily change this by clicking on the little down arrow, selecting Value Field Settings, and then selecting the Summarize calculation type that you are required to use. We will select Count and select OK. This will give the count of every number of staff within the various departments. You can even add additional summarization to your tables. For example, if we want to summarize the data per classification to indicate how many executive, manager staff, or assistant staff there are in the various departments, or you can even add it as a filtered information to filter the information to the required necessary summarization. You can also filter the row label section as well to be able to just show certain dependent data for the summarization that is required. I trust you find this video useful, and remember to like and subscribe.